Okay, so for day 1, we will review Unit 7 and Unit 8. So for question 1, we want to find the value of cotangent of pi over 2. So you have to know your unit circle. So pi over 2 is right here at the 90 degrees. So that terminal point is 0, 1. What you do need to remember is cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So that is x over y. So I do 0 over 1, which when I simplify gets me 0. Now you need to know also when it is undefined. So undefined would be if it's 1 over 0. So for question 2, let's find the value of secant of 7 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6 is in quadrant 3. And the terminal point is negative square root of 3 over 2 and negative 1/2. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, which is x. So it's 1 over x, or I am flipping the x value. So that becomes 2 over negative square root of 3. You will have to rationalize your answer. So remember, I multiply by the square root of 3 over square root of 3. So I still have negative, and that's 2 square roots of 3 on the top, and on the bottom, I get square root of 9, which simplifies to 3. Okay, in question 3, I want to find the value of theta, so I want to find my angle, and I have to get sine of theta by itself. So first thing is divide both sides by 2. So sine of theta is square root of 3 over 2. So we're looking for, in our 4 quadrants, I get a sine of some angle is going to be a positive square root of 3 over 2. So sine, remember, is the y. So I need a positive y value. So I'm not looking at 3 or 4. The next thing is I'm only wanting an angle that's between pi over 2 and pi. So I'm not looking at quadrant 1. So I need an angle in quadrant 2. So that angle right here, which is 2 pi over 3. So make sure for unit 7 material that you know what your unit circle is and have that on your note sheet. Okay, so now we're going to look at unit 8. So here we have Miss Diane and Brian who teach AP Stats. They teach one section, and we want to know sample and population for this situation. So we have population would be the general number of students that are at Lincoln High. So it's not going to be A, it's not going to be B for the population. Now I'm looking at C and D. If I say all Lincoln students that are in AP Stats, it's not general enough. So that is going to be D. So all students in Lincoln High School. And then a sample would be of all those students. It would be specific with Miss Diane's AP Stats students. So answer is D. And number 5, we have 125 truck workers, and they're asked what brand of truck they owned. And we have a two-way table, and we want to know what is the probability that a person owns a Chevy or does not have a 4-wheel drive. So remember, with or, we're going to look at how many people own a Chevy. So that is this row right here. You have 50 people out of a total of 125. And then we want to look at how many people do not have a 4-wheel drive. So that's my no. That's 45 over 125. Remember, or as I'm adding but we did have some people that overlapped. So we counted 18 out of 125 twice. So when I subtract that fraction, I get 77 over 125. You can leave your answer like that, or answers could also appear as a decimal. So either one would be fine. Okay, number 6, we have researchers used all teachers at a school to participate in an experiment. The researchers, so you have all teachers at a school. Researchers randomly assigned half of the teachers to one group, another half to the other group. So here's one thing we can eliminate. We know that is a random assignment, so that is yes. So random assignment is a cause and effect, and it can be determined if it's randomly assigned. I like that. So we can eliminate B, and we can eliminate D, right? So it can be determined, can be determined. The next thing would be to look at all teachers at a school to participate in an experiment. So if I have all teachers at only one school, I can't make a generalization for the entire population. I cannot, because it's only one school. So your answer would be letter C. And last but not least, question number 7. Miguel has 24 cousins. Of his cousins, 15 are female, 9 are male. Of the females, 8 are teenagers, 9 are cousins. Of the 9 males, 5 are teenagers, 4 are kids. 1 is picked at random. What is the probability of selecting a female or a teenager? So let's make a table. Let's make a two-way table, just like we did, like we had seen for question number 5. So let's look at who our teenagers are. Let's look at who the kids are. We have to look at females and males. And let's look at totals. So here we go. We have total of 24 cousins. Now, of his cousins, 15 are females, so that's the total 15. And you have 9 that are male. That makes sense. 15 plus 9 is 24. Now, of the females, 6 are teenagers and 9 are kids. Okay. And of the 9 males, 5 are teenagers and 4 are kids. So let's get our totals here. We have 11 and we have 13. So we want to know, if I select one cousin at random, what is the probability of selecting a female? So total female we have is 15 out of 24. Or a teenager. So or a teenager, we have 11 out of 24. But note that we did count some twice. So that would be the 6 teenagers that are female. They got counted twice. So we need to take that 6 out of 24 and subtract it. So then I would get 20 out of 24, which would be 0.8030. Okay, that's it for day 1.